Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today. Welcome to Pink Floyd, the only podcast where we watch every single film ever made to find out what sinks of Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. My name is Gareth Blackler, and joining me is James Barron.
Hi there, it's me, James Barron. Brr, it's cold out here this morning, man. We're recording. It actually is really, really cold.
Yeah, right?
I'm freezing in my room here, recording this podcast for you, the listener. Yeah, we got a good one for you today. I hope it's it's bloody Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. It's the Bill Murray classic, Harold Ramis directed film. Hard to describe. I would put it halfway between a science fiction story and a rom-com. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
So, yeah, the opus of it? That's not the right usage of that word, but the opus of it
We're so used to saying opus.
The opus of it is that Bill Murray wakes up on February the 2nd, 1993, again and again and again, trapped in the same small town in the same day, reliving everything, and he's the only one aware of it. Yeah.
He's caught in a time loop.
Yes, and if he'd walked into any magazine store in February 1993, he would have seen Pink Floyd on the cover of Guitar World magazine.
Whoa! That's crazy. He definitely had a copy of that. He's read that magazine hundreds of times. Mate, what a link. What a bloody a link in a sink.
I had to go so deep to find that. They were not doing much on any February 2nd.
Hey man, they're doing their best.
Yeah.
They
can't be a year off their final classic lineup album.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
they're hard. They're working hard. They can't be relevant every day of the week. They're doing their best,
true.
You know. Except in
some
this
days,
podcast.
even we don't think about Pink Floyd.
Whoa!
I mean, those days are getting really few and far between.
That's true. It is getting very rare. I am finding myself humming my background humming noise is now excerpts from the album, which is maybe worrying. Same. But I'm gonna blow on by that one. I think that's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we're a little trapped in a replaying of something, but you know, it could be worse.
It could be. It could be a lot worse. Honestly.
James, what's your relationship with Bill Murray?
Bill Murray, honestly, probably through this film was my introduction to Bill Murray. This is the earliest of his work that I've seen. I'm a fan of him. I like him in this and Lost in Translation, and of course his appearances in what's his name's films, Wes Anderson's films. Yeah, great in those films. He's just having a bit of fun most of the time.
Yeah, he's kind of few and far between in those films now. Just shows up to wear a cool outfit, and have a good time. Yeah,
that's a good way to be.
Heck yeah.
Much like Kurt Russell in that Fast and Furious movie, he's just here to have a good time. So I can respect that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about yourself? What's your relationship with Bill Murray?
I don't think I was a huge fan for a while, but then it was so we both grew up in Christchurch, where not Bill Murray and I, where there was this earthquake, and then after the earthquake, I found myself really drawn to Bill Murray's performances. I'd watch especially his Wes Anderson's and his I think he's only in one Sofia Coppola film, Lost in Translation. But just the sadness, this I think someone known for being funny and then for being so sad in these films just really got me. And I made my own Bill Murray t-shirt. I designed my brother's tattoo, which is Bill Murray. I went pretty deep. The only artwork I've ever sold was to a guy who wanted a Bill Murray print, and I sent that to him and I never heard back, so
what?
I hope it arrived.
Did you get paid?
Yeah.
Presumably then he did. He got it.
Yeah.
I would assume. Otherwise, you would have dedefinitely heard from him if he didn't receive it. So
that's true. Yeah. People don't tend to just be like, there goes money.
He is a master, Bill Murray, of that bittersweet kind of acting. He's a very, very funny guy, but he's also he's got the comedy thing, very Robin Williams-y, where you've got the sadness behind it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that goes hand in hand with a lot of comedians, but definitely definitely one of Bill's strengths as an actor.
And I think that's why, like, because I probably hadn't seen this film since I was a kid. And initially I was kind of like, oh, is this going to be that good? Like, this is the sad actor. Is he going to be all right handling this comedy? And then, like, rewatching it, watched it 1.5 times yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And watched it again today. And yeah, he rips. It's great.
Yeah, man. It's a funny movie, but it definitely is a sad movie as well. Like, there's a lot of pretty harsh themes happening that's like undercut by the comedy in this movie. So
there's a jovial suicide montage, which is
this
must be the only film with that in it.
Yeah, right? Like, oh man, he sure is giving up on himself.
Yeah,
isn't that funny? Dang. But yeah, in order to see how we get there, we're gonna need to work our way through some sync-ups with some quality Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah?
Ooh.
Does that sound good to you?
That sounds great to me.
Hey, alright. Let's dive on in. Let's pop out from our holes and start recording a wee podcast.
Alright, don't see a shadow, mate.
Hey, mate, I'll never look behind myself. never look for that shadow. I don't want this winter to be 6 weeks longer than it already is. It feels like we're getting into it now. It's like start of winter. But yeah, I'm a big fan of winter generally, but I don't know. It doesn't need to be longer than it. By the time it gets to the end,
it lasts long enough.
It sure does. Yeah, I don't need a groundhog to tell me what to do.
No one does.
No. All right.
My first sync up is so Bill Murray. He finishes presenting the weather. He sits down. He gives the rest of his like cheerful banter and says that he's going to spend tomorrow, February the 2nd, in a town I should have written down because it's a huge part of the plot. Thank you. Punxsutawney.
Yeah, there you go.
And then after a bit more banter, the lights dim, and you see suddenly this Bill Murray cynicism wash over him, and you find out like, oh no, he's not that cheery about this.
No.
And it's exactly what Pink Floyd say: don't be afraid to care.
Yeah. Which
is sort of the lesson Bill has to learn.
Yeah, we've just had his little weather report. Bill Murray plays a weatherman in this.
Yeah.
A weatherman. There's a great song in the actual cut of this movie about being a weatherman, which I enjoy. But yeah, I've got a little minor sync before this where he with breathers playing and he does a big old breathe out to push that cold front across the screen.
I didn't even click for that.
It's a little cheeky one. But yeah, he's been all cynicism, being a cynic, being a bit nasty as he is throughout the movie. Because we've got to start from somewhere. And yeah, he encounters Rita, Andy McDowell's character here.
Yeah.
She's like doing a fun blue screen.
Yeah,
dance.
Something we've all done on Zoom chats now.
Yeah, definitely. It's very relatable.
Andy McDowell dreams.
Yeah, you just you wear accidentally a t-shirt that matches your background, and suddenly you have no torso. Good stuff. Quality gags.
Quality gags.
Yeah. What's your go-to for the old Zoom background, Gareth? I know you're an aficionado of this.
I do get someone else's background behind them and make that your background, so it looks like you're in the same spot.
Yeah. I'm suddenly in your house. How do you deal with that?
In your seat. We've got to give a huge shout out to our friend James Baston, who started a Zoom call with me, and we were like, what's up with your background? Why have you got a fake version of your own room? And then he, behind him, opened his door, walked in and walked out.
Whoa!
So he'd filmed himself. That is a quality Zoom gag.
That's next level, man. That's impressive stuff.
What's your one?
Oh, mate, I can't do it. I have only got access to the Zoom on my phone, so I don't have the option of doing the background, unfortunately. Yeah, I would but if given the opportunity, I'd probably put myself over various fantasy backdrops, like Lord of the Rings style, like me in Mount Doom. Yeah,
that's very you.
Yeah, that would be the move if given the opportunity. Yeah, for sure.
I also like to, if I've got a phone and a laptop, is join the call again as myself on mute, and then just have a different angle of myself for everyone to look at.
Oh, nice. Camera 2.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very profesh.
Yeah, not so much a gag as it is like a favour. Like, hey, here's the other side of me.
If you're going to cut this together later, this Zoom call, get the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing this for you. Yeah. So we get like anyway, I mentioned Andy McDowell doing the blue screen thing. We get just like the crazy like synth trill bit of Breed, like right before he says "Run, Rabbit, Run." That happens right when she's dancing around on the blue screen, and we get a shot of Bill Murray's face being like, "Damn, who's that girl?" You know? Yeah.
Yeah, and leave. They say leave, don't leave me, as he's talking about leaving the station and also leaving for the small town.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah,
it's a strong brief, this run for it.
It is. We're getting like quite a few things already, like right at the start of the movie, which I'm pretty stoked with. But yeah, I've got it's saying that I've got nothing left, and I'm ready to move on to On the Run.
Yeah. I actually don't even have anything for On the Run. So
oh really? Oh,
might be starting strong. Much like the breath that he uses to move the clouds. There's a lot of huff at the beginning, but then not a lot following through.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
we go for On the Run.
Just that they're like in the van. They're going to Punxsutawney now, and he's just being a jerk about blood sausage, which is maybe the grossest thing. Not a big fan of blood sausage.
No, me neither.
Rita says she's into it, but I don't know, man.
I think she's joking around.
I think she's messing about. Yeah. I actually put that there's no sync up with the crash and On the Run, which I'm happy about because they are driving as the song is playing. So
yeah, very different film.
Well, just like 4 minutes in, there's a car crash and the film's over.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
Pretty different.
Yeah. Don't even get to the magic part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, but however, we've got the very first proper sync, really. We're like the clocks, the radio clock, the iconic radio clock with the flipping. What do you call them? The little numbers on that flip over on the little clock, right?
Oh, just call them numbers.
Yeah. The little number tile thingies. It's like one of those old rotary kind of phones. Not phones. Rotary clocks. Jesus. Oh, this always happens to me. But yeah,
that's right. It's 2020. Phones are clocks now.
Phones are clocks. It flicks over to 6 a.m. first time. This is like the first. You don't know that it's going to be repeating, but this is the first day.
Yeah.
Here in Punxsutawney, and all the clocks go off at the start of time, and that prompts Bill Murray to get up out of bed.
Yes.
That
has been the best turn up of the clocks so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Like, very appropriate. Like, were you scared by this, or were you just like,
no, it was really waking up's clock time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you finally overcome your fear throughout the help.
We'll see.
Okay,
later.
We'll see. Yeah, I think that's the cleanest clock sync we've had. So
yeah,
I'm pretty happy about that one. Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of sync, I think, that's so powerful. Like, it would go on that Wikipedia page for Dark Side of the Rainbow, and other people have tried this kind of experiment.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I reckon, it's a plot point.
Yeah, but I wrote that would be the sync that would make a lesser podcaster gasp, because we've seen a lot more. We're in it for beyond the buzzword headlines, you know?
Yes, we've fallen down the Groundhog's hole of the syncing up, so we're well deep in this now. So we're ready. There's more quality syncs to come.
Yeah.
And more that we've seen and more to come, so what a journey.
What a journey. Speaking of a journey, he journeys downstairs.
Yes. We've got time is playing over the first day. We get like the ominous kind of guitar solo-y stuff. It just like adds a different kind of layer to this first day, since we know what's going to happen. Like, yeah, pretty crazy. The vocal of Time starts up as he like leaves the hotel room, because we get like all these little moments that are about to be repeated. But
very good like comedy direction to kind of lay that stuff down to know it's going to repeat.
Harold Ramis is like putting all these little details in that are like seem run of the mill but are going to be super important, which is pretty cool. He's leaving the hotel, and we get the encounter with Needle Nose Ned the Head, Ned ... Ryerson, my boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, played by Stephen Tobolowsky. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's a great actor, and
he's so good.
Yeah, really fun in this movie, saying the same like crazy lines about insurance and
and just going Bing.
Yes.
I don't know the rules of his Bing.
Yeah,
everyone should have consistent Bing rules.
He doesn't really. He just like has it because he's super excited to see him, I guess. But he's like he drops it in at random intervals. He does like at the end of the movie, he does a really weird like cat's meow sound.
Oh, so good.
Which is bizarre, but I love it. It's like wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! All right, man. He's got his own vibe, but
Yeah.
he just wants to sell insurance, and I'm happy to see him.
Hey, what's Ned's favorite search engine?
Bing, baby.
Bing.
Got there.
Yeah.
Got there.
And people say there's no jokes on this show.
Yeah, so we're moving on now. We're going down a Gobbler's Knob. The celebrations are kicking off here. Everyone is grooving to the second verse of Time, dancing around. There's a shitload of people here.
Oh,
it's a huge deal down in Punxsutawney. I think it actually is in real life. I don't know many facts about Groundhog Day in general because it's an American holiday. If it's even a holiday, it's a celebrated thing over there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this really happens. This big like celebration over in Punxsutawney, right? It's all based on fact. Yeah.
Or if not, it's kind of weird because it would be like a self-fulfilling thing that now because it's happened in the movie, it would be more likely to happen like that.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it wasn't a huge thing before. It is the kind of thing that like reeks of like of deep tradition and pomp and circumstance and stuff. So I am inclined to believe that it was happening at the time. Like they just chose it. I think he chose it. Harold chose it at random. Just like this was. He gave new meaning to Groundhog Day.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah.
There's like I think dictionary websites all over have been writing big articles about like Groundhog Day used to mean this, but now it means stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
It's because of a movie, and people are like, "Wow,
whoa!"
I'm glad I subscribed to the news section of this dictionary website.
Dictionary news. Got to keep up with all the cool new slang. It's super important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying. I wanted to make like a cool new slang kind of joke, but I realized how out of touch I would be, and it would not at all land.
Really talking about the literary world.
Oh
No.
Oh.
I've just searched dictionary on news, and there's a man who can pronounce every word in the dictionary. So shout out to Jacques Bailey.
Hey, that's cool. All right, he can pronounce every English word in the dictionary. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a massive achievement. There are some pretty crazy words. I'm going to give it to Jacques. Right?
Yeah.
Good on him. Get out there, Jacques. Shout outs to you.
Yeah, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on.
Oh yeah.
You can teach us how to pronounce literary and the name of this town.
Yep, Stephen Tobolowski's name, if I'm saying that right, or anything.
People listen to the show for the research we do.
That's true. I think that's exactly why they listen to the show. Yeah, so we get bloody Punxsutawney Phil, the little groundhog, we get his decree, right? That happens right as we move into Great Gig in the Sky. He sees his bloody shadow, you know? It's going to be 6 more weeks of winter.
We get the melancholy kind of turn of the album.
Yeah. Later on, Bill associates this with being like part of his weird curse. And then, like the fact that the groundhog sees his shadow, he like blames the groundhog weirdly. Do you think that's on the level, or is he just going mad? Like,
I think it's a fair thing to try.
Yeah, it's true. Like he has infinite time, so like he's trying to break out of it any way that he can at that point in the movie. So yeah,
there's probably versions. The cool thing about this movie is there's like a billion versions of this day we haven't seen.
Yeah, it's something like didn't Harold Ramis say it was like 800,000 times over? Or something like a really long time.
Yeah, someone I think worked it out that it could be 8 years, and he like replied to them like, "No, man, it's way longer."
It's hugely longer because he becomes like a concert pianist and like all kinds of crazy shit. Like can speak multiple languages like French and Spanish by the end. Yeah.
He like fixes a guy's back in a day.
Yeah, becomes like an honorary doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been in it for a very, very long time.
Yeah, you know what? He has.
But not yet, because we're in day 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bill Murray's brother playing Buster, the guy who holds up the groundhog.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
They do look similar.
See, I didn't see it. I was like, why is this guy so familiar? And it's because he's in Wayne's World as well.
Oh, right. They've got like I think they've got like pretty similar kind of like facial structure, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's like this guy Brian Doyle Murray. His voice is so distinctive and so different to Bill Murray that it like clouds.
Oh, totally. Yeah, he's got like a very very old school kind of like Three Stooges-y kind of voice, actually.
Yeah,
like it. Good acting. Good guy.
Oh yeah.
Proud to see him in the movie. So we get the shadow scene, and then we're heading home in the snow. They're like trying to drive home. Poor Phil gets trapped by the snowstorm.
Yeah.
We get the vocal of Great Gig in the Sky is playing right now, right? Because we had that start up. We get the vocal like soothing to cutting to Phil in the bar being like just a jerk again. Really frustrated that he can't go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then our first loop starts, and we're still in the middle of Great Gig. Unfortunately, there's no real sync up with like day 1.2. I don't know, like the second version of the same day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I feel like if it was, that's a big clue that there might not be an intentional sync, because there would have been like a similar cue, at least here. It doesn't have to be every day, but you think there would be at least here.
Just waiting at. Sorry, what was that?
It's our first clue that we don't have any, that this might not be an intentional sync up with the album, because there would be some sort of audio cue here to repeat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame.
Bit of a shame.
But we're going to roll on past, right? We're going to move right into money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Phil's something weird is going on. He's like kind of freaking out. He's still rolling with the punches and just sort of going through the motions.
I think he would, eh?
Yeah. He's like, this is fucking weird. Did I have like a weird like double dream? What is going on? But yeah. He's like, he's going through the same events of the previous day, moving basically into the intense part of the solo of Money. Yeah. And that's when he steps in the puddle in front of Ned the Head again. Yeah. Spooky stuff.
Oh, yes.
I'd be very scared if this happened to me.
Yeah. I think I briefly touched on it last week, but like this wigged me out as a kid, this movie. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't handle that kind of like horror, I guess. Like,
yeah, it's
stuck in a loop, not sure if you're going mad.
It's a very existential kind of outside of your mind horror that's like,
heck yeah.
Yeah, you put yourself in that situation and you think, man, how would I handle that? It's very easy to like think it's easy to like get the concept, but hard to wrap your head around. There's just like infinite possibilities of like, what day would it be? Like, it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely a completely different read on this movie where it's a full-on horror.
Oh, yes. In fact, they made that. It's called Happy Death Day.
Really?
Yeah, there's a horror version of Groundhog Day.
Wow, that's cool.
Where she gets murdered every day and then restarts it.
Oh, jeez. Is it a good movie?
I haven't seen it, but they made a sequel.
Oh.
Which is probably not a good sign.
Yeah, no, probably not. It's still your death day? Is that the name?
Happy Death Day to you. Oh, yeah.
All right,
look,
movie
there's
makers.
No doubt we'll talk about it one day.
Yeah. Like, surprise,
this is
it's
our curse.
Next episode. No, maybe not.
Oh, Mitch, don't tempt me.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're in control. Yeah, so then we've got the like descending scale bit of Money that I've talked about before.
Yeah.
We're going into the weather report here. Like, these aren't major syncs. They're just like things lining up, like small scene transitions and stuff like that,
Yeah. Again, the kind of things that would make lesser podcasters gasp.
Yeah, again. Yeah, that's not us, baby. I do want to talk about how awful it would be not having any running hot water the entire time you're trapped in this time loop.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because the shower he has is cold. You only really get this, like, I think 3 times. He, tries the shower and it's just freezing cold. But yeah, he never gets to have a hot shower the entire time.
Wow.
Pretty
for
awful.
800 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's a bad time. That's no good.
It's interesting, though, because his body wouldn't feel the repercussion of that.
It's true, yeah. I guess
he's tired and stuff.
I guess it's one of the things you'd stop caring about, right? But, like...
Yeah.
yeah, it's just an interesting one that he like falls for it multiple times and it's played for laughs, but it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's just something that I thought about that was interesting. I was like,
That's the scariest part, actually.
really? All right.
Well, for me, being a little lady of leisure, like, definitely.
You love your hot showers and hot dinners.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. That's all right. Yeah, no, there are scarier bits of the movie to me, but we're gonna get through to
Fair
them. What's your next thing that you got going on?
I just kind of put it out, like, other than the descending... I wrote this down, sorry. Other than the descending scale, there's not a lot to sync up with money. Like, we haven't really had anything really go for it yet.
It's a
And I
really
think it's 'cause
long
it's
song.
so long.
Yeah. If we just said the exact we synced then. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a long one, so that makes sense to me. It's a very long solo, which is hard to sync up with stuff, but there are pinpoints that you can find
for
syncs
sure.
with, you know?
I suppose it's better to think of that song, if you're playing along at home, think of that song more as a pinpointer than its own song,
True.
and you might be in for more of a good time. Because it is sort of three songs, I guess. Like, it's the boom boom ba-dum money, and then the guitar solo, and then the saxophones and stuff, and then it goes back into boom boom ba-dum.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get the tempo change in it as well, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
very very interesting. Very like there's a lot going on in Money, but also it's it's a hard one to find syncs with, but thematic syncs, yes.
Oh, yes.
Regular sync ups harder, but yeah, there we go. We're finding that out. It's something. Add it to your scientific notes, listeners. Yeah. So yeah, Money finally winding down. Loop 3 of old mate Phil's day is starting up, and he does the he breaks a pencil to like prove to himself that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool little touch, you know.
I only noticed that this watch, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. That's like a good time travel test. You know, it's very like the totems in Inception or something.
Yeah.
Reminds me of yeah.
We also get a real life sync in that while we were recording, I broke a pen.
Oh no!
In the same film where Bill Murray broke a pencil. Oh my god.
Like intentionally?
No.
Okay.
I've got to. I'm apologizing to everyone who's hearing like clicks and stuff because I keep putting things out of reach so I can't play with them, and then I find new things.
Oh no!
So I found that pen, and I was like, all right, put this pen down. Put this pen down. Broke the pen. Definitely put this pen down.
Oh man, that's the struggles of it. Yeah. It's true. I can relate. I can relate to doing this. I'm a
I've
big.
got my hands on my hips. I'm in superhuman pose.
Okay, that's how we
Like a
should
TED
record
talk.
from now on. Actually,
Yeah.
like at standing desks, like standing like we're superheroes. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
I think that would work quite well with next week's movie if I stick to it.
Okay. Clues. What could it mean? A movie about standing desks?
Oh, damn it. You're onto standing desks.
Oh no. Yeah, so my next thing is just like pointing out the little cameo from Harold Ramis, the director. He plays the doctor in this.
Oh, no
next
way.
scene when he's getting checked out mentally by the doctor and then the psychiatrist.
The psychiatrist looks a lot like Adrian Brody.
He does.
Sadly isn't.
No, not him, but like well acted. Like he's like, I'd like to see you tomorrow, and just like starts slamming the pillow into his face.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, cool seeing Harold Ramis here. He looks, again, I think you mentioned this before, but he looks super different than he does in Ghostbusters.
Yes, yeah. And you see him again in Knocked Up, like a further 9 years later, and he looks super different again.
Oh, really? Who does he
Yeah.
play in Knocked Up? Is he like a doctor again, or...?
No, I wish. He's Seth Rogen's dad's, or character's dad.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Sweet. I haven't seen Knocked Up, but like,
wow.
I imagine that's one of those movies that has dated pretty badly now.
I bet, yeah.
Maybe we'll find out. Dot, dot,
Oh,
dot.
yeah. You know what would bring it into the current age? Pink Floyd's 1973 Dark Side of the Moon.
If anything can.
Yeah.
It's a movie that came out in the early 70s, yeah. An album that came out, sorry. Ooh,
That's so good.
mate.
We're losing our minds. This is great.
Yeah.
So Phil goes to this bowling alley, has a sad drink with some buddies,
Yep.
some new buddies, when they're trying to get into the guy's car, and he's like, "Oh, you got to jiggle it. You got to do this kind of like." He's kind of showing out how to hack the car.
Yeah.
You get the
Cypher.
little vocal go like, "Short, sharp shock," and it won't do it again, which is like its own. The album's trying to give him a tip on how to hack into his car.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we do get like a little call forwardy thing as well with the like the guy talking about the glass half empty, half full kind of thing.
Yeah,
which is sort of it's like a preview of the like conceit of the curse or whatever that Bill Murray has, where he's got to like sort of take life as it is and become a better person in order to get out of it. Yeah.
I think it's a screenwriting thing where you should have a character state the moral that your character is going to learn pretty early.
But they don't
know if
accept
it's
it. They brush it off. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Very classic, like refusing the call kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Hero's Journey
talking.
style. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and then we do the don't drive on the train tracks
Yeah.
sequence, which is very fun. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like quoting all these maxims that were like drilled into him as a kid that he doesn't need to follow anymore because he's outside of time. He's no longer following the rules.
Yeah.
Great bit when he orders food out the window as well.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then he's chucked in jail and wakes up again in his bed, safe and sound. It reminded me a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, actually. Oh, it's a very
Yeah.
similar vibe. He's in his own Grand Theft Auto world, and that's like very much what is happening from now on. Like he's treating life like it's Grand Theft Auto 100%, just doing whatever he wants until that becomes too mundane. This is actually
much like the game Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, it's very true to my experience with Grand Theft Auto actually. and that like you just sort of like do more and more ridiculous things, and then that gets boring, and you sort of drop it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My advice for listeners is don't own Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Borrow your friend's copy.
That's a great tip. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still
Play it
like
at a friend's house.
stupid amount of money as well, like at the moment.
Oh,
it's
really?
like an incredibly well-selling game, so they've never dropped the price. That's just a little
yeah.
gaming tidbit in the middle of the podcast.
What's up, fellow gamers?
Hey, what up, deepfakers and gamers?
Raise your Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'd like to reiterate, this is a Sprite-sponsored show.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if that actually was said on mic. But
Get out. I hope so. If not, if it wasn't canon before, it's canon now.
canon now.
We're all drinking our Sprites and our green and blue gradient tops, and
Oh, yeah.
we're ready to do various sports and record a podcast. Yeah, probably on a rooftop at a party. That's our move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's stoked now to be repeating the same day. He can do whatever he wants, but he hasn't learned the lesson, right? So
Yeah.
he's just... This is probably the grossest part of the movie, right?
Yeah.
He dives into, like, fueling his, like, carnal sins, in a way. He, like, eats all the food, as the brain damage is playing in the diner. He's, like, he's ordered a shitload of food, and then he's, like...
He does a giggle during the lunatic is on the grass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's doing, like, the creepy, like, using time travel magic to get with Nancy.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting, but, yeah.
Something strange. I watched the film About Time this weekend, which is Richard Curtis, who did Love Actually and stuff. He made a movie where Domhnall Gleeson can travel through time, and he uses it to like fall in love with Rachel McAdams. But it's pretty much just that scene if it was a movie, because it's just him kind of time travel manipulating her the whole film.
Yeah, is this the, like, time traveler's wife or something? Is that what that's called?
Different Rachel McAdams film about time travel.
Oh,
Would you
really?
believe it?
Wow.
About loving a time traveler.
Man, talk about being typecast.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
In the weirdest, most like specific way.
Yeah. Man, you need to step out of your bubble, Rachel. That's a pro tip. You need to
Let us men who aren't in the industry tell you how to
Oh no.
improve your acting career.
I've become that which I hate. I take it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's no good.
No. We know what's in your heart. You're a good person.
Okay, good. Whew. Yeah, but we got the creepiness with Nancy now. In my notes I've written he's got it all figured out at the end of playthrough 1 of the album, or at least he thinks so.
The album finishes with him dressed as a cowboy as well. Which...
It does, yeah. He steals the money and then rocks up to the movie theater, and he's dressed as like a desperado cowboy.
Yeah, on his way to see Heidi 2.
Yeah, I don't know anything. Is that a real movie? Or like... Might be a reference to like one of Harold Ramis's previous films or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he puts Heidi 2 and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Or like shouting out a childhood pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heidi 2, not a real film.
Okay, that's fine.
Heidi, a film I had on VHS and never watched.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. What it's like? What was that?
Heidi, she lives in the mountain. Heidi's a film where she lives in the mountains. She yodels. She kind of just has a nice time from memory.
Okay.
Again, haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I have gone swimming with a friend, and she was like, "Oh, this is like in Heidi," and I was like,
"Oh no,
gonna pretend I know what you mean."
Look out for the swimming scene in Heidi if you're watching. There you go. Notable swimming scene.
Oh yeah, syncs up very well to money, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, as everything does. Yeah. So we get into like heartbeats and stuff, the winding up the first playthrough, and this is where our loop begins.
Oh yes,
we're on a different kind of time loop to old mate Bill. Bill/Phil. Bill Phil. Yeah. And so we're on a lot slower, but we're catching up, I suppose. Yeah, he's the album's starting up again, and he's trying to make moves on like Rita next, and this is like where the next arc of the movie is sort of going to take place. He's trying to do this.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice, clean kind of the fact it loops when it starts focusing on him trying to woo Rita.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the next sequence that's going to play out over the next playthrough is him trying to like romance Rita, and then figuring out that that's never going to happen, and accepting that and moving on and trying to better himself. So, yeah. But yeah, that's what's to come. That's a little preview. But yeah, we get this is some more creepy scenes of him basically trying the same Nancy thing on Rita, but she's a harder nut to crack, you know? We get like a lot of repeating of the same scene, but he's like taking notes in between each day playthrough or whatever, you know? He's like following a script.
Yeah, it's so great as well when that's clearly not working for him, and he just desperately is like, "I like snowmen.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids, let me adopt them."
Yeah, he's getting like frustrated with it not working. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
This reminds me a lot of the movie Primer. Have you seen that?
No, you've told me to see that, and I rebelled.
It's fair enough. It's kind of a hard watch. It's like a very realistic time travel movie. Where these guys invent time travel. I'm not going to spoil it, but at one point, one of the characters is like reliving a day ahead of himself, and he's following a script of what he's said on that day. It's super complicated, but like it reminds me a lot of this scene where he's like following the script to get like the perfect outcome, which is a cool like time travel trope that's being used.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that like this kind of like light comedy movie, like so many other people have kind of taken just one scene of it and managed to build entire films on that.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a that's why I like put science fiction first and rom-com second in this, even though it's like you wouldn't think science fiction when you think about Groundhog Day, but it totally is. Yeah. It's also like never explained why this is happening to him. It's just
Yes, I really liked that.
Yeah, it's just how it is. So yeah. But yeah, I do like just a quick note. I do like the repeating like trope, I guess. I don't know. The barman is like listening into conversations, never says a word, but is always like shaking his head, being like, "These bloody guys." Yeah.
What if the barman is also like looping, and that's why he's like, "Oh, you're trying this again?"
Oh, maybe he's like, he's the partner in crime kind of thing. He's like been doing it for way longer, but like has gotten used to it and understands, and he's just like in this bar just like seeing what minor differences happen, you know.
Hear me out, because I think it's in this montage where Andy McDowell is like, do you have deja vu? Like she's getting some sense of this loop.
Yes.
And like I kind of like, it's just part of me wants to think that like this is a problem everyone in this world has, is everyone will get their day looped.
Oh, it just hasn't happened to like specific people yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, it's kind of raises the question if she can like see outside of the loop, or she feels like something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. She's like aligning with the audience and how sketchy this whole situation is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We get the clocks come back, and a way scarier when these darn kids throw their snowball at him.
Yep, the snowball fight with the clocks going off. Alarm bells are ringing in my head when this is happening as well, so that's pretty good. You get the like creepy like slow dancing in the snow as well at the start of time, which like has like a completely different feel. I think there's like in the movie this definitely has music, but it's not somber kind of like weird guitar sounds.
Yeah.
So yeah. She finally like turns him down after like going through all this stuff to Time's solo. She like figures out that it's like all this like weird elaborate setup.
Yeah.
And then we get a sequence of Phil getting slapped across the face, which is very cathartic because he bloody deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't sync up to the beat of Pink Floyd, but it still felt good.
Yeah, felt good to watch, but no sync ups there. It does that sequence does start at the same time Time's tempo changes though.
Oh
so that's nice. Yeah. Then we get him walking home sort of defeated. He's like, I can't figure it out. He gives up basically and sees all the ice sculptures, and the line home again plays over that.
Perfectly.
Yeah. He's going back to resigning himself to the fate kind of.
Yeah. And it's really nice because we get this huge close up of this rotary clock ticking over.
I love that.
And it's to this like dun dun sad piano starting off Great Gig in the Sky.
Yes, that I had that.
Sorry, almost gives it a like 2001: A Space Odyssey vibe.
Definitely. It's probably my favorite shot in the whole movie. The like really dramatic time flicking over shot. It's really cool. It shows you how serious the fate is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get like a short sequence of him destroying the clock radio in frustration.
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah. And then the next bit is him kidnapping the groundhog. He says the line, "I've come to the end of me," which is bleak.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
This is sort of matching. I figured like this sequence is the like him committing suicide and stuff like that fits the album's themes the closest. And the fact that this is happening with Great Gig in the Sky is not lost on me as well. That's a good little sync there. Yeah. You get him like it's like a car chase, but we're getting the Great Gig in the Sky playing over top.
It's not quite. It doesn't sync.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But we get the shot of the groundhog at the wheel. This is what I think of when I think of the movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
So good. He's giving a little like dry, deadpan like driving advice.
Yeah. Don't drive angry. Yeah. What a little guy. Love him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah. Then he kills himself for the first time. Like drives off the cliff into the quarry. The car explodes dramatically.
Very Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and insult to injury. And then the fade out of the car on fire, cutting back to the clock radio going off again. Is cool filmmaking. It's just like he's like, oh no. Waking up.
And you get how cold Chris Kelly's character is, the camera guy. When he's just like, oh yeah, he's not okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's like, well, the thing is, like, Phil's character, right? He's been a jerk to everyone in his life up until this point. No one that actually knows him is giving him the time of day, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's only been emphasized by his behavior that we have seen, like throughout the reliving today. He's like taking advantage completely of the situation. So like, he is a jerk in essence, especially at the start here. So him not getting sympathy from the cameraman character, I think is pretty justified.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sees him.
But it makes me like by the end of it, you kind of feel like this cameraman, Chris Elliott's character, is like he's the one due for his loop next.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yes. The sequel to Groundhog Day is definitely this character's comeuppance.
Yeah.
And it's just the next day as well.
Yeah.
It happens immediately after. Yeah.
And it'd be great, like, he's left town so he can't, like, get back to Phil and Rita and be like, yo, you know what that thing you were talking about? It's happening to me.
Yeah. Like, Phil can't offer his sage advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just, like, ride it out, learn the piano, man.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. And then...
Do you think Bill Murray learned how to be so chill making this film?
I hope so. I hope he took away some lessons here. That'd be good.
Because, like, this is entirely assumption, but, like, I think a lot of the kind of things about him being difficult on set kind of wound down after this movie.
Well, that's good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he did, I've mentioned this previously, but yeah, he seems like he could be, like, kind of tough to work with, but...
Yeah.
So, we get, he's, like, resigned himself. We get the sequence, him throwing himself off the tower and killing himself in multiple... This is the comedic suicide sequence.
Yeah, the romp.
Yeah. Oh, what a bloody happy-go-lucky film this is, eh?
Yeah.
Woo! Funny stuff. But yeah, then it winds up with him saying that he's like, I'm a god. He's like, he can't die. He's invulnerable. He, like, keeps waking up.
He knows everything that was going to happen off by heart now.
Yeah, it's really cool. The great sequence of him, like, just revealing all the details that he knows about people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the great line that he says, maybe the real God isn't omnipotent. He's just been around so long that he knows everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is, pretty cool.
What I do wonder is, like, do you think there's any, would you listen to an argument that says every time he restarts, he wakes up in a different universe, and then that means every universe then carries on?
Yeah, that's true. Like, are there, like, 1,000, like, many splinter realities where he, like, every one of these days leads to a follow-up? Like,
yeah,
quite possibly, but, like, there's, it's pretty dark to think about, because presumably he doesn't learn the lesson for quite a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, he's making more of these, there's probably... Even from what we see, more of the universes that he creates, he makes worse than the ones he makes better.
Absolutely. Maybe that's the curse, like, lined out, actually. Like, he has to make more universes better than he makes worse off.
Whoa.
And that's how he escapes.
Yeah, and he just, unfortunately, not knowing it, he sets himself this bad precedent because he makes, like, the initial, like, X amount worse.
Yeah.
And he keeps piling up on it.
And he's got to, like, dig his way out like a groundhog by making the life better, and until he doesn't see his shadow anymore, you know?
His shadows are his sins. His shadows are his sins.
I think we fucking solved the movie, man. we can wrap this one up right here and now if we want. Holy crap. We read through the lines, mate. We figured it out, Harold. You need to give us a call.
Yeah.
Have we won?
That's going to be hard for him to do.
Are we the heirs to your fortune now? I hope so.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I want to get that National Lampoon Vacation money.
Don't we all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, finally, he's, like, moved down the path of self-realization, and he's trying to become a better person.
Yeah. There's not a lot of syncs in this, like, becoming a better person montage.
No, true. But
which, I don't know. Could be said that Pink Floyd's not really, like, inspirational gym music.
Yeah. It's like they do there's, like, a short scene where Rita, like, says that she'll, like, stay with him, right? And, that syncs up with, we're in Us and Them, which is, like, quite a sweet wee song, and them being, like, close together, and him, like, figuring out that, like, he's sort of resigned himself to becoming better now, and, like, he states his love for her, saying that he like confesses to her, saying that he doesn't deserve her when she's fully asleep, and that's where the line "down and out" plays in Us and Them, and we see it's still Groundhog Day, it's still in the loop. He needs to start making things better to get out, you know.
Yeah. It's so good though, because he doesn't know that, so he's only being a better person with no, you know, that whole argument, like, are you a good person if you get any reward from it?
Yeah, yeah.
he's like not getting any reward from it. He's just going to keep being looped, but he still goes out and saves people. So
Yeah.
he's really reaching a higher ground.
He may as well. This is the lesson of Groundhog Day. This is the lesson of the movie, right? Is that like the meaning of life is to like become a better person, to learn things, and to like make the world that you're in a better place, right? That's what it's saying. In order, like, otherwise you'll be like trapped in a cycle of self-defeat. You know, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the conceit of the movie, I think. But yeah, we clocked it better earlier. I think our read on the movie was perfect before, so we're not gonna.
It's interesting to link it back to this show. It's all really similar to what Tommy Wiseau says.
Yeah, actually,
halfway through the room.
Yeah, it's similar values. Less eloquently put by Tommy, but you know.
Yeah, better than Tommy.
Yeah. Instead of having like the conceit of your movie just stated in the first act. Yeah. Anyway, that's all right. We can't all be one of the greats. He's working away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
get. Ooh.
Go ahead.
Where do we get James?
Oh, okay. Any color you like now, right? This is where he's starting to become a better person. He's reading the books in the diner, just chilling out. He's learning piano. I really love the idea of him having his first piano lesson over and over again.
Yeah.
I think that would be really funny. We see like little snippets of it, but him coming in as a grandmaster pianist for the final wrap-up lessons for me is really, really funny. He's learned.
I also love that he gives her $1,000 and she kicks this other student out.
Yeah, man, classic bloody piano teachers.
Oh yeah,
they're greedy.
They got into it for the money, you know. That's where all the money is.
Well, I don't know if that's true. Yeah. But yeah, he's learning. I appreciate him learning the piano. I think Bill Murray can actually play piano, right? That's real.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He jams with lounge groups and stuff all the time, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Good on him. I don't think he can actually ice sculpt, which is another thing that he's learning here with a chainsaw. Pretty cool. I think that this is a real thing as well. People do ice sculpting chainsaw competitions. Maybe we should get really good at that, Gareth, as a side project to this podcast. But on our off hours, do you want to get real good at ice sculpting with me?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that something we can commit to?
I don't live in a town that's very good for keeping ice, but
true.
I'll get into it.
Maybe we need another Patreon tier to sort that out for us to get the equipment. I don't know. If you want,
I would definitely, if enough fans want it, I'll take a microphone to an ice sculpting lesson. We'll cut together a great 45-minute episode that syncs up perfectly with Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, how good can we get at ice sculpting before the end of the album? What happens? Let us know. If you want to hear that. Might not be great audio, just like chainsaws. But I don't know. Some people might be into it. It's pretty avant-garde, forward-thinking stuff.
Oh yeah, much like us and much like Pink Floyd.
There you go. That's what our audience demands. So we're gonna forge on ahead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
we get another mighty anti-sync when we get to the party. Are you ready for the party?
I'm ready for the party. I'm ready.
Yeah. So this is, believe it's another. That's the end of an album, right?
Oh, actually, I'm not ready for the party. I lied.
This is just like when you and I are going to a real party and you have to try on 50 outfits. And I'm
true.
Are you not ready for the party?
Gareth's got to make some eggs before we go. So
Right.
that's a shout out to specific people there. Got him. Yeah. So I just want to talk about the old man dying as the other part of this movie. Brain damage plays over this whole sequence, which is really quite beautiful. The old man, the little homeless man that we've been seeing, who he's refused to give money to several times and is now only thinking to look out for him now. He dies at the end of the day, basically, and there's nothing that Bill Murray can do, that Phil can do to save him. He feeds him soup. And the nurse says sometimes people just die, and that's a really good sync with the album, I think. When he's dying, the old man dies in the alleyway. when he's giving him mouth to mouth and trying to save him. The line "I'll see you on the dark side of the moon" plays as well, which is
yes, nice. I forgot to write that one down.
It's a little one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all right, I'm ready for the party now. He does like the various errands and like looks after some people, and then we're at the party. There's a big celebration.
So this is like Bill Murray's, like, spoiler, but this is his final day.
Yes.
And he wakes up and he does everything right. He saves a lot of lives. He helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
I figured out as well, if you watch the film from the start to the 7-minute mark, then skip ahead to 1 hour 21.
Okay.
You can pretty much watch the cleanest version of it.
Okay.
It's the Groundhog Day speedrun, where he doesn't get in a loop. You experience it pretty much how, like, every other character experiences it, where he's just this curmudgeon and then he's this, like, amazing dude the next day.
Yeah.
So if you're in a rush and still want to fit in some Groundhog Day, the Groundhog Day speedrun.
Man, that's a weird experience. Him completely changing as a character with none of the middle.
Yeah.
That's a weird, like, movie speedrun tactic that I like a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you're having to put the pieces together of, like, how did we get here? Oh, well, I guess I'll never know.
Hey, if you've watched enough bad movies, like, you get a bit immune to that. You're just like, okay, this guy's completely different now. Why not?
Yep, I'll just accept it. I'm ready to move on. Yeah. I like that tactic a lot. Let us know, listeners, if any of you have done the bloody movie speed run of Groundhog Day. Check it out.
Again, that's 0 to 7 minutes, and then 1 hour 21 till ending.
Till credits. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. We get the party. He's playing the piano, grooving. He's playing like a jazz standard or something, but he's doing a really good. The band's doing a great impression of Pink Floyd.
Well, actually, no, because this is silent.
Oh, that's right. Yes, no, you are absolutely right. It's the end of the second playthrough, and the band is playing on screen, but we're getting absolute silence.
Everyone's grooving away. It's another mighty anti-sync.
It sure is, yeah. That's a shame. That's 2 anti-syncs that we've had, so...
Yeah, in a row.
Yeah, hard to say that that's intentional. I can't argue my intentionality thing for this one.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's the second silence. If it had been the first...
Yeah.
We could have been like, oh yeah, intentional.
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah.
But also, like, I think so much about this is all these people. This is the day they meet him, and he's like does all this stuff. But like, even that band, like, he just shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm a weatherman. Can I just play with you guys? I'm real good at the piano." Yeah. And they'll be like, "We have a pianist." Like,
he just comes in with the confidence. Well, the pianist is the piano teacher, right? So presumably the like $1,000 exchange has happened, and so she can vouch for him and be like, go up and play. Go. I'm proud of you. You're my student. Go ahead. So that's how he must get there. I don't know. But he's like so ingratiated into the town. Like everyone loves him at this stage. It's like he's done enough that like everyone in the town is like, hell yeah, we love this guy.
It's kind of like a weird narcissistic dream of mine to go into a small town and just like win them all over. In a day.
Yeah, like The Rock at the start of Fast 8. It's just everyone loves him after doing the street race. Yeah, that's all we want, you know. I feel that. It's nice. It's nice to go where everybody knows your name, Gareth. There we go.
So it's the sun is set in Auckland, New Zealand, so I can't actually see my notes.
Oh no. What? Are you in like pitch darkness? Oh god.
The sun was up when we started.
Oh wow. Has it been that long?
Don't worry about it, man. It's podcasts, baby.
Hey, so I just want a little note that he gives the young married couple he gives them tickets to WrestleMania, which is a minor note.
Yeah.
Also, the groom here is played by someone fairly famous, who I'm going to look up really, really quick while I vamp. But he's played by like a fairly famous to do some hold music or something. I don't know. Oh god. He's played by like someone quite famous.
Is it? No. I don't know.
Michael Shannon
okay.
is the groom. Who's
From he's in Knives Out, right?
he is in Knives Out. He's in like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, great actor. Like really, really young here. I didn't recognize him until this watch. I was like, oh shit, I know this guy. So yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, yay. I love that kind of stuff, eh? Like,
Yeah.
Chris Messina showing up in that film we watched.
Oh no,
You've Got Mail.
that's the one. It's blending together. Yeah,
Yeah. It kind of is.
that's alright.
Because they've all got the same soundtrack, so they all kind of...
Yeah, that's true. They're all like one long watch, really.
Yeah. Maybe like episode 100 is us writing our own film, Two Dark Side of the Moon, featuring all our beloved characters that we've met.
Hell yes.
Yes.
I'm 100% in for that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no need for a Patreon tier to that. I'm willing to commit to that right now.
The worst thing is I've now committed you to, what, like 92 more episodes?
That's fine too. I don't really mind about that. We're gonna go.
Sweet.
We're gonna go as long as we're gonna go. You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the Bachelor auction next. On the Run is playing over the Bachelor auction, which adds a weird feel to it.
Oh, yeah. Kind of makes it feel darker.
Yeah. And like Nancy and Doris are both bidding for Phil here in the Bachelor auction, which is like another weird thing. Maybe this is like another holdover of either he's become such a eligible bachelor that they both want him, or is this like a holdover from like remembering outside of the time loop? I don't know.
Yeah.
A little extra thing. Editor's notes there. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, when they release the like a 1,000,000-page novel explaining the lore of this, that's when we'll get our answers.
Yes. Hopefully. Harold, please. Release the scripts. Release the tapes.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Yes. Only you can.
Yeah.
Mate. Yeah, Rita buys him, and then he does like I think it's not an ice sculpture, not a chainsaw ice sculpture, but he makes her face out of like snow, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
It's quite lovely. It's a bit strange that he has really only hung out with her for a day by her standards, but he can like memorize her face.
He can perfectly make her face out of snow.
Yeah.
That's the clincher. That's what gets her. But yeah, he finally he bloody gets it right and gets the girl, you know? And that's it. The curse is broken.
Yeah. He wakes up and it's now February the 3rd, 1993.
Yeah. For the
Pink
first
Floyd's
time.
magazine still available.
Still on the shelves. He's escaped the loop. And he can't bloody believe it.
Unfortunately, he's also like spent way too much money on Ned's life insurance and now has to deal with that.
That's true. Ned's made his weird real noise and has like made off with all of his bloody money.
What if Ned was the one doing this and he was just making sure he'd get all the money?
Yeah, that's the other read, is that like Ned's cursed him because he's vengeful after he doesn't remember him on the street, and he's like, right, I'm gonna enact the ancient tradition of Groundhog Day curse, and so I'm gonna extort this man for all his money.
Yeah. Oh, and like the start of Ned's wizard powers was when he was trying, because he says he tried to date Phil's sister over and over again until he stopped him.
Man,
maybe he didn't quite have his looping powers right, and like Phil saw through it and stopped him.
That's a long-standing vengeance pact.
Yeah,
made by Ned. That's the other read on this movie.
Yeah,
another really
Ned
dark
goes on
one.
our baddie board.
He does. Put him up there.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
He wakes up. Oh, sorry. Shout outs.
I just wanted to shout him out. That was all.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wakes up a minute 20 too slow for the clocks, and that drove me wild.
Yeah, that's a shame. It worked so well the first time, right? Like we can't have it happen twice. That would be pretty unreal. That would probably make up for the anti-syncs earlier, but yeah.
That would probably be a 10 if both time, at least twice, like the start of the curse and end of the curse.
Yeah, that's pretty
with
real,
the clocks,
right?
but
those would be two really strong bullet points on the list.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
He looks out the window and sees the town when Pink Floyd sing Hometown, which foreshadows him wanting to live there.
It's true. He does. He goes outside and declares that he wants to live there, because he knows everyone in the town extensively and all of their histories.
That's true. Yeah.
Might be a bit weird. I'd want to move personally.
Yeah. If you've been trapped somewhere for what, like 10,000 years, you would be like, let's see what else there is.
Let's see the rest of the world now. I've only read about it in every book. You know? But I'm trapped here in this small town. Yeah, I'd want to move, but hey, that's up to Phil. He's got
We're more wild stallions than he is. You know how it is.
I don't know. But yeah, they kiss and go out on the street, start their new life. And the credits play over the verse 2 of Time is when they're starting up, and that's it.
Have there been a few more lyrics about time in the song Time? We could be like, oh, hey, time.
Hey.
But,
it's true. Well. It's more like...
That's Groundhog Day, baby.
That is Groundhog Day. We've escaped the loop of our podcast, and we're ready to give it a rating, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one to rate, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It was another where they felt a little separate. Like, some points I was listening to the music, some points I was watching the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree. It's like, those two big silences in the middle of the plays. Usually, like, that has some kind of context in the things. I think this is the first time they've really stuck out as being like a sore thumb, you know? It's no good. But, so that's dropping it down several points for me.
Yeah, the clocks, if it was entirely on clocks, it would be getting a strong, 8.
Yeah, definitely.
But everything else is kind of dropping it.
Yeah, I would say we are below half here. I want to give it a 4, you know? Yeah, that's where I'm at.
4.5, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
4.5. Let's lock that one in. Plot it in the graph. Yeah. All good.
Oh, good.
Let's find out what we're going to be watching next. It's Gareth's turn to choose. So
okay.
I'm on tenterhooks.
So James, we sort of realized a couple of weeks ago that you've been giving me these movies that I really like. Like you've given me, David Bowie, Bill Murray, like Moon. I get to revisit Pokemon. I get to revisit. I kept thinking about Pokemon in different ways since then. Like I'm actually considering trying to get my Nintendo DS back and start up a game again.
Oh, I'm happy.
Like. Cool. You've really given me these gifts, and I've given you Fast and Furious 8, and you've got Mail.
Hey, man.
And The Room.
They've been gifts in their own way, you know?
So I was like, okay, I sat down, and I was like, what does James like?
Oh.
Well, James likes, fantasy, and he likes magic.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, magic, right. So I went down to the shop, and I asked the man, what has magic? I want the most magical thing you've got. And he's like, well, this movie has an extra large amount of magic. And I was like, perfect, I'll take it.
Oh, no.
So I got home and unwrapped it, and the man said this is what you'd like. So our next film is Magic Mike XXL.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Amazing. I
said it's what you'd want.
That's true. I can tell you've really learned your lesson here. So, I'm excited to get into a film that's clearly made for me. I know nothing about it, but it sure will be a surprise.
I've seen it. I saw it on holiday with our friends James and Becca, and afterwards we went to our separate rooms, and they could just hear me singing Pony after it.
Hey, what a jam though.
It's a jam. The film's a journey. We're going to have a lot to discuss.
Great. Okay. I can't wait.
Or it's an hour and a half of us in stunned silence.
Well, that could also happen, you know. I don't know if that's going to make a great podcast record, but we'll see.
Not exactly.
If that happens, we will just release an hour and a half of silence. So yeah. Look forward to that or not. But yeah, until you receive that in your podcast inbox, that's it from us, the boys here at Pink Floyd.
I've been Gareth Blackler,
and I've been James Barron.
Check us out on Pink Floyd Pod on Twitter, and until then. We'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon, baby, yeah. There you go.